Alright everybody, tanks on full. We're back with more Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo, Switch.
Yahoos!
Here we go.
Yahooza Palooza.
Yahuza Palooza. So yeah, one thing I will admit is kind of annoying from here on out regarding Mario Sunshine is that it'll always direct you straight to the beam of light that takes you right back to Noki Bay.
Until you beat the game on these.
Yeah, until you beat the game where another major shift in
Oh,
the
my
geometry
eyes.
will take place.
Ay, ay, ay.
So, I mean, we can't ignore this thing forever, so let's head on to our third episode of Noki Bay, where we have red coins in a bottle.
Yep. But yeah, no, honestly, it's one of those things where, once again, I almost wish it would have been a quicker way of doing things if, instead, you know, after
Also,
you've unlocked
please,
it...
Logan, take over for this man for me. I'm sick of making him sound like the General Squirrel from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I love how his hook is just shamelessly
Got
flipping
it,
through
yes.
the bottle.
I surely do have it. What have I got? Why, the answer to our polluted ocean problem, of course. And the answer is you. Get to it.
What, me?
Of course, that's impossible for you to actually do. I mean, I'm working salary wage in this economy. I can't imagine it. Therefore, I've made an area for you to hone your skills.
How do you expect Mario to fit in there?
Oh, what the?
Unfortunately, the instructions for the area were 1-to-1 when I thought they would be 10-to-1 scale ratio, so we're gonna have to shrink down that spinal cord a little bit. Use the flood to move around the small area and get red coins.
Wait, hold the phone. You're actually gonna put me in that thing?
100%. It's considered international waters. If you drown in it as a result of failing the contest, I am legally immune.
Obligated.
But don't overdo it. Yeah, seriously, I'm trying to think about this. This actually sounds nightmarish. I'm going to shove you in this little teeny bottle. Grab regular coin. I don't care. It is possible to screw up enough that there are no more coins to find.
Abracadabra do!
Are we really sure it's the Piantas that are the messed up ones here?
Is this real life? I feel like I'm flying.
At the very least, I would also look at it as like... I don't know if I would say the Nokis are all messed up, but they certainly have a lax grasp on mortality. Like,
Ah, yes, the mortals. What humorous individuals they are.
also, don't go over here. Otherwise, you're going to get sucked in... Oh, actually, the current did not take you.
Only if you grab that first coin, you get shot up.
Like this.
Wow!
And we kind of need to anyway, because there's a red coin up here.
Right.
There we go.
What a coinky dink.
So yeah, while we are currently in this bottle here, this is like the one major point where the water, like the underwater controls change, because you're not exactly swimming in this game. Probably a blessing when you really think about it.
You're spraying water while underwater.
You're using your hover nozzle to actually,
James.
hover. In the meanwhile, yes.
I was going to say, before you collect the last red coin, I wanted to then also show off the secret book.
Secret book.
See, where is the secret?
Oh, it's in that, yeah, in that alcove.
So basically, like, go up and over, and you should find a secret door. Like basically, like, go over where that red coin is, the one that's left, and go a bit over to the right.
Uh-oh, I think I'm okay. Yeah.
I was like, oh dear. No, okay. So basically, go over to where that red
Why
coin is,
not
and
be
turn
rehearsing?
around, and you'll find a little wooden door right there.
But what's inside that door?
Hello, door.
You can't go through the door.
If you move the camera around,
If you go into first person mode,
I don't think it's first
you can
person.
shamelessly flip through the camera through the wall.
Camera's not really helping.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. But just trust us for now. But that inside there, some people are wondering if it was unused content or whatever. But supposedly inside that room is all that is in there is a small table with a book on it.
Jumps the coin.
And
The original intent of this mission was to dive into the bottle to reclaim the book for the Noki Elder.
huh?
But instead they changed it to 8 red coins.
I can only assume maybe because they thought it was either too hard to find or too easy a mission to justify this entire like map being created.
That's why we have all the red coins.
Yay!
Now how do we get out of here?
That's the fun part. Also, keep
You don't!
All right.
Or I'm going to take this bottle and crack it on the floor. And hopefully, when you pop out, you return to normal size.
He's like, all right, now. Mario's like, all right, now I can return back to my old self. Cuts to the bottle just up on the Noki's like bookshelf, just like with a perfect decoration and everything, with a little sign.
And
that
Mario's
says,
just like the size of a bacteriophage.
pretty much like. It's just,
So, one thing I'll actually say that I do think is kind of interesting on Noki Days, it's one of the rare few levels that actually has a slight narrative, so to speak, because since the very beginning, we've been having to deal with the land's whole poison waters problem, and now...
Oh, Mario, you're finally setting out for the ocean spa.
I guess
Grandpa
so.
is waiting for you up top. Oh, don't forget to wear this.
Oh, not again, it's stuffy.
You can use this rope as a shortcut to reach Grandpa.
That would be helpful, but yeah, the fact that there is actually a change of sorts in the environment and Mario's assistance in helping the populace.
Also, I think that rope texture is glitching out.
Potentially.
Because usually it's supposed to, like, bend downward according to where Mario is on the rope. But unfortunately, it wasn't doing that for whatever reason.
I forget. Oh, go ahead.
Also, one bit of
Ooh,
interesting
nice
tech that I do-
parkour there.
Thank you. One bit of interesting tech I do like about Mario Sunshine is that if you do dive jump from an uphill, then you do run a lot faster the moment you start running again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a very nice bit of tech that doesn't get utilized as often as it should.
As
Old
far as...
Mannington!
Oh boy, okay.
You look like you're ready. The gunk in the ocean is caused by a giant eel who's moved into our ancestral home.
Eels! Oh no.
At the seafloor, I just noticing some nasty cavities there. Simply just need you to take a look.
Also, I see a blue coin.
And here I thought I was done with eels.
almost thought that cinematic angle was for him about to kick you down there.
It's like, you see that blue coin down there?
And a newly uncoated waterfall create a gap in the pollution that you can use as an entrance. Jump right in there. No sweat, no fear. Dive to the bottom and clean that eel's clock, if you catch my drift.
You know what they say, no pain, no gain.
No doubt about it. Now get in there. Fun fact.
Woo-hoo!
That's a fun fact. If you actually get close enough, as long as you just hit this loading trigger, that's all you need. But welcome to hell.
To Noki's underwater ruins.
Ah, so this is what happened to Atlantis after Murloc came to visit.
What the fuck is that?
That is our problem down there. But there's a couple of problems already we need to quickly address. There are blue coins in this area that can be missed. It's a very large area. Once again, a limited number of coins and no air bubbles, I believe. So you need to go for those coins everywhere.
We will have an opportunity to come back here later.
Oh, okay.
But for the time being, we have to take care of the Zeal's teeth.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't realize that his poisonous tears can actually be like cleansed to give you air.
Are those tears? I figured those were all just fucking breath bubbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is effectively the boss fighting question. We just gotta clean this big guy's teeth.
Another example of Super Mario Sunshine's utterly fucking bizarre character design elements, because this thing has two faces?
Yeah, it's a Siamese twin.
It has
It is
eyes.
wild.
It has male eyes and female eyes on opposite sides of his mouth.
Come on, clean her up.
Almost.
Washi washi.
Almost got it. Chikuchi. Uh-oh.
Oh
no.
Chikuchi, chikuchi.
It's a
Nice
little
hair.
finicky. Oh lord. Careful.
I don't
This
remember
thing's
having
terrifying.
this much of a finicky time trying to clean this thing's teeth.
Hype, how are you doing today?
Doing fine.
Have you been to the dentist recently?
Not really, to be honest. We've been trying to fix that, but between having to do housework and the fact that it costs money, we haven't really had the time.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, it did not like that.
That one had a
Lucky.
nasty cavity in it. Also,
And you can pop it like a bubble.
oh,
Wait, for real?
I guess that's where you got it from. Yeah.
That was just weird.
Whoa. I don't know if this thing has a name.
It's called Eely-Mouth.
There
Oh,
is
okay.
one line I do like from Flood if you do end up getting yourself
Yeah, I was
caught
about to
in.
say yeah, but I was
So
just
dark.
thinking of that. Well, it's not just that. What's the whole thing? It's like
I sense fear or something like that.
It's like what I remember is like it's dark. I remember it's like dark and like
So dark.
I'm scared.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's demonstrate. I'm
No!
Oh, it has to be when he's vacuuming.
Oddly enough, this thing has a uvula programmed into its model.
Huh.
I don't. Do eels even have uvulas?
Do you think I know
There it is.
what
Now
an eel
you get
is?
sucked in.
Okay.
And it'll say,
Eels usually have a mouth.
"Oh,
Okay, never. Oh,
I feel
I
fried."
feel fright.
That's it.
Oh, God.
Not me. But actually, it's not as bad as it could be. I've seen some playthroughs that if you get if that happens, you could be like stuck in its mouth for like almost a minute until it finally spits you out. Sometimes.
A minute?
I swear that happened to me once, where it either glitched out or it kept me in there long enough where half of the air bar had gone down before it was finally spat out.
Also, I just realized. Yeah, no. I think if it keeps its mouth. Oh, that's another tooth.
Ew.
Oh, but you think like every time it closes its mouth, some of the teeth gets dirty again?
Yeah, I think so. And I am in dire need of some air.
Please.
No, I think the teeth remain as cleaned as you clean them. Or maybe it just has like the same properties as like
Oh
an
shit!
endorphin.
Oh shit! Air, please.
Oh,
Air.
Oh no! Oh
I'm
no! Oh
screwed.
no!
I am screwed.
Coin! Coin!
Oh, coin to the left.
Right there.
Oh!
Oh!
And thus Mario drifted into the abyss. We'll be right back.
And you just had to show us getting eaten by the frickin' eel.
Memories. They come back to haunt me.
Actually, I believe the name of the show is And Knuckles.
For Cary Elwes, I thought he retired. Like, I knew he was in Princess Bride, but that was like...
Well, no, he's been acting since that movie. For me, it's just a matter of, like, of all things to put him in, well, a Sonic project is the last thing I would expect Cary to be a part of.
I love it, though. I am all here for it. Okay. Bubbles.
Bubbles.
My bubbles. There we go.
Ah, sweet. Full heal.
It'll do. I'm trying to think, because I'm looking into it, and I did learn that apparently he was in a Justice League movie. I saw that he
Oh
was
yeah, he was Aquaman in the Flashpoint movie, which this is not meant to be a diss on how he played Aquaman. I just really don't like Aquaman in general in that, or the entirety of that movie in general.
Well, at that point you can say it's not even on him as an actor. It's more so that, let's be honest, unfortunately DC has not had the best streak of writers.
Well, to be fair, the Flashpoint movie was like well before we started getting the more commonplace like DC movie problems. Like this was,
Hey, get back here!
hey.
You big a monkey?
No, there's our teeth.
But yeah, just honestly, my problem with the Flashpoint movie is, first off, the story it's based on isn't even that good of a story to begin with, and honestly, I just don't really like a lot of the things that they do with like character designs. Like Aquaman looks like a giant lump of Play-Doh, and Wonder Woman looks like an ant.
Oh, that movie.
Is this the same movie where Superman had an awkwardly handsome face?
No, that's Apocalypse, which that film I would argue is a bit better.
I don't watch
One
Marvel.
more tooth?
Easy does it. Oh,
Come on. Actually, I'm gonna try something stupid here.
Oh,
hey, that
I mean,
could
that works.
There we
Hey,
go.
nice.
Remember to take proper care of your teeth.
Okay, and Patooey. That's the
it's
thing,
a
though. It's
gold
like
tooth.
that's the
We can sell
problem.
this
Is
for a
that,
fortune.
no, it will shatter now. Boom.
And it leaves a coin trail of hearts for you to say thank you.
It's a shine spray. Now,
That's our
before
copay.
before we collect this shine spray, should we go for the blue ones? They're really easy to get in.
Well, I'm also thinking, like, how many blue coins do we have?
Only 5.
I don't know. Again, we've said in those sessions, even the one where we were on half empty, the amount of shines we have is completely irrelevant to how fast we beat this game.
Yeah, but the amount of blue coins you get add to your gamer score.
Not to mention, we've already stated that this won't be.
Gamers.
Not to mention, we already said this won't be a 100% run through anyway.
And I'm like, icky. We've been over this. The gamer score is only important to the gamers.
Yeah, and what are you doing right now?
We're doing like Icky, we're gaming.
Right now, what James is doing is he is deciding to be cocky and chance fate, and that if he dies, it's entirely possible that we could be sent right back to the beginning. Then okay, thank you.
And it would be all
25.
my fault now, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, and I'd have to.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed your brief tour of Atlantis the moment that Murloc sunk it.
All right, and otherwise, Icky, you would have.
Oh,
Hey! That asshole again.
Dang old Junior's making off with another nozzle upgrade.
And it looks
Actually, it's the first one we'll be able to unlock in the hub.
I thought it
Okay.
was just a lemon.
I mean, it definitely looks like it when you just see the base of it.
Beep beep.
Squirt him up.
Oh, nice! You've been using the shotgun spray a few more times here.
How do you even do the shotgun thing?
So basically, let's apply this to the original GameCube release. You'd have to thrust the R button completely, and then while also pressing the jump button to do a shotgun effect.
Oh, at
Yes.
the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
It's a lot easier. Thankfully, it's a lot easier to do in the All-Star Sport because now that doing the hard squirt is with the R button now, you can just press that and the B button to do the shotgun more effectively.
Right. Effectively, what's happening in canon is that you're activating the high pressure mode while your feet are not planted on the ground.
So
Which-
it's just a big old spot of water.
Hey!
Well, pretty much.
Hey!
And what it can do is it can allow you. It's an incredible way to get a lot of water out in a short period of time. A lot of people in the speedrunning things have done it to like
Gotcha!
trivialize. Nice to trivialize.
I was just about to turbo dash too.
Turbo Dash!
Well, here's my question. How do you turbo dash without a flood?
You
Press
press
and
and hold
hold the ZR button to zoom!
to get the zoomies.
To that I say, shut up.
Aw.
The Mustache Man is also the primary suspect in the recent kidnapping of Princess Peach of the Mushroom Kingdom.
It was weird being stuck in that goof. It was gross, but I gotta admit, it's kind of sweet. Kind of like candy.
Ew.
I mean, it's colored
I
like
mean, it kind
candy.
of looks like candy, depending on the color.
Hey there, fellas.
I mean, you both
Hey, are
have-
you slacking off?
Uh-huh. What about it?
And clean up those walls now, slacker!
Okay, so what was it you were telling me about these things again?
So what about those double doors?
Well, the double doors are used for something else.
Right?
Hey, what are you doing? Get back out! Get out of there!
And this is the day
Who
that
knew
we
that
all know there was.
police-
This is the day we actually learned there was all manners of corruption. That these two policemen were actually hiding a shine sprite knowingly and willingly in the police station.
I was about to say, who knew that the police station was just a doorway to another dimension?
Oh man!
I certainly wouldn't have figured that out.
Oh man! Now they're never gonna let us go on break again.
But as you can see, using the Turbo Nozzle expends a great amount of water while using it.
Oops!
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Swing
wow.
and a miss.
The other thing to note, though, that also is very important, is that with these nozzle upgrades, again, the way they work is that they will always replace your secondary nozzle, which means we currently do not have hover nozzle.
Yeah.
No hover nozzle to be had. Which, thinking about it, I think Mario Sunshine would have probably been better off if they let you have access to all four of them at the same time.
Oh,
That's
like,
like
Makes for
permanent
some pretty creative platforming challenges.
I would actually. Okay, we need to get somebody onto a mod of that. Like, I feel like it's a mod that could easily be done. Basically, like, whereas you have some people who would do like mods of Ocarina of Time, where if you press the D-pad, you can like instantly swap which boots you have on. Like, yeah, I would love a mod of this where pressing the D-pad can change right off the bat
Nice.
which nozzle you have equipped.
So
Right.
kind of like the DK64 tag barrel thing?
Yeah, more or less. I could see.
It's
would
Peg
be
Anywhere
useful.
mod, which
I guess-
really does cut back on a lot of the tedium that game has.
I could see some really cool Kaizo levels being made around that, where like you have to use the dash nozzle to jump, and then while in midair swap to hover nozzle, so you can carry that momentum forward and stuff like that.
So now that we've also unlocked the Turbo Nozzle, we can now access it whenever we want in Delfino Plaza by breaking its respectable block.
Yahoo!
Oddly enough, it's only restricted to certain episodes in like the levels proper.
only downside about the Turbo Nozzle and the All-Stars port, and I mean, this is something you don't have to worry about, assuming you are playing with the GameCube controller adapter and all that. You can't exactly... There's this thing I kind of like to do for shits and giggles, where, like, you can, like, lightly hold the R button, and you just... Mario would just be running as he normally does.
Oh, yeah, like
you're
just
definitely
normal
doing
revs.
it while in the shoulder view.
I get it, with, like, normal revving, but it's not actually happening yet. And...
Exactly. It was so stupid, but it was also... I don't know, it was mildly amusing.
I hear you, I get you.
So what's on the docket for today?
On the docket for today is hopefully opening up the rest of Isle Delfino, which requires us to unlock one more level.
Well, one more nozzle.
Well, yeah, we need to unlock one more nozzle, which, actually, yeah, we need to unlock one more level, but we'll need one more nozzle.
Blue coin!
Which, yeah,
Thank
I know.
you. Which, I'm assuming, how do we get that? Do we have to, like, beat a certain level, get a certain number of shine sprites?
I think you need 30 shine sprites.
Which, currently we have 27, so we're still a little ways off. Also, I
Okay.
just realized, let's see if what you said was true, and you need a certain amount of sunshine. Hey, I think you're in need of my special sunshades.
Please.
Okay, yeah, no, I was right. You need to be in every Isle Delfino area in order to unlock them.
Alright. Sorry.
Who needs sunglasses?
Well, in that
Who
case...
needs sunglasses anyway? I look awesome already without them.
I've literally destroyed the sun before!
What?
That... Was it true?
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, that's if you only had a... That's if you had the star power-up.
It counts! Ow! Ouch! Hey!
Let's try that again.
You know, there is an easier way to get that blue coin.
I
of
know,
course.
with diving. And
Dive
then,
jumping.
and then remember where it was previously, and bam! It's one of a two-part set. Part of this complete breakfast. I mean, at this point, honestly, I think we have enough. I think we have enough that we could like maybe try to beat Bianco Hills.
Yeah, we've been leaving this place hung to dry for a little too long. Let's actually clean up the rest of that if possible.
And it's not tropical enough, who needs it?
That's right, this one.
Red coins of Windmill Village.
That's the tricky part, is you don't get to be picky about which stars you do. You have to do all of them, so get ready.
You have to do them in order, unlike Super Mario Sunshine.
This is Super Mario Sunshine.
Right?
I mean, Super Mario 64!
Okay.
Yeah, no, like this game and Galaxy afterwards would very much hardlock level design in such a specific fashion if you pick a certain episode.
I think it's a little bit more lenient in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Only because
A
each
little
level
bit.
had, at most, 3 stars to collect.
Right. And even then, like from the get-go, you usually only get like maybe 1 or 2 at most. The rest of them are like bonuses.
So what the hell are these, electric starfish things on the ropes?
I have no idea, but basically they hurt to the touch, so don't touch them. Also, I find it. Hey!
Ew!
Well, that's just nasty.
Taking a shit!
Also, I just realized that thing has a visible. Oops. Oh.
Wait, they actually showed the thing?
Yeah, it has a little poop hole.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
And the thing, people got on Sega's case for showing Tails' poop hole in Sonic Advance 3's intro.
That was after this game. They should have learned their lesson beforehand.
And now we'll get to see it in HD with Gendy Tartovsky's new movie he's working on.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right,
really?
fixed.
Wait, what?
What are your thoughts on that, Icky?
He's making a new movie?
He's making not only a new movie, he wants to make a 2D adult animated movie that harkens back to the old like Mel Blanc, Tex
And Tex
Avery
Avery.
style of animation
Wait,
about
legit?
about a dog called Fixed.
Oh no.
I mean, it's one of those things where that sounds like a recipe for disaster, but remember that this is the same man that also helmed Primal, so I think he knows what he's doing.
He's currently also doing Unicorn Warriors Eternal, which I recommend.
I still need to watch that. Like, it looks really cool, I just haven't really pushed myself to actually go see it.
It's interesting so far.
Also, it's like, what, 2 for 2, that there's a, Actually, you know what? Never mind. Where was I? Got fired once.
What about blue coins?
Well, we need to collect them if we want that shine sprite.
Yeah, but there are M logos everywhere that you could easily just spray for a simple coin.
True, I could do that.
Also, you might not know, but those platforms with the windmills on them, they're slowly spinning. You could spin them faster if you squirt them. No, not those ones, but you can still spray them to get a coin. There you go.
Fun.
Excitement.
Excelsior! Also, I just realized I need to refuel on water.
Oh, me.
Yeah, no, this is unfortunately not the most exciting mission to be going through in Mario Sunshine, especially in Bianco Hills.
I mean, I'd argue that it's the most boring area in the game. It's just, you know.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's the first level. It deserves to not be the most overly stimulating level in the game.
Yeah, I guess. Ugh. It kind of reminds me of Ape Escape 2, though.
Right, with, what was it, Breezy Village?
Yeah. You know, where we saw the magical, air-walking monkey. I still can't believe that happened.
That monkey still hasn't fallen back down to terra firma.
By the way, you could spray those bells and you can get a 1-up for easy.
Oh, nice.
But what isn't easy is that shine sprite, because it's all the way up there.
Where?
Up there! I said the bells! The bells! What the hell?
That was fun.
What?
I mean,
What sorcery did you just commit?
I don't know. I just added water to some wheels and made them spin.
And then you made them jump for joy. Mario, how are you doing these?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Alright, enough lollygagging. We need to get that shine and get out of here.
Yeah.
There's more fun adventures to be had aside from red coin collecting.
But
And what's sad is that I think it's like this is like the only game that I can think of where some levels actually have as many as 2 red coin missions per area.
Oh boy.
in this case, this is one of those courses.
Yep, Bianco Hills is one of them, and then there's also I forget which one of the other ones were.
What?
Ignore that.
Technical difficulties here at James May Extreme's channel.
Basically, there was a fly floating around all day.
Oh, I know what that's like. I fucking hate it when there's like a little flying bug or what have you, or heck, even just a lone spider in my personal space. I just instinctively try and go kill it if possible. Much like I'm about to take down this pest who just decided to rear his ugly head again. Hey, who you calling ugly there, short stuff?
He's just taking a nip.
Exactly. Leave me to my.
Aww.
That's a sleepy plant.
Now that I have your attention.
What are you in a panic for? He's just taking a nap. Oh, how horrible! I thought we were done with this stuff!
You like
I don't
these guys
even
a
want
lot.
to open my eyes to see all the slime!
You like these guys way too much, Icky.
Yes, I do.
I thought you hate the game. I was like, wait a minute.
I hate them, but I love them.
I love them, and I hate them.
I hate you, but I love you. But I hate you, but I love you.
So yeah, unfortunately, Petey made his comeback to Bianco Hills, and he had a wicked party along the way.
One heck of a party.
What happened last night?
Well, it's
I
simple.
don't know.
Hey, no, it's simple. We just gotta find wherever he's at, and we just gotta give him the business once again.
Actually, probably would be within my best interest to clean up this place the best as I can, because, like it or not, this whole cozy little town area is going to be our battle arena for our upcoming fight with Petey again.
Oh, great.
Huh. So we're taking the battle to the streets, I see.
Oh.
I suppose. You know,
More like the cul-de-sac.
which, you know what?
Oh no,
will
it's not
say-
a cul-de-sac.
Which, you know what? I will say, one thing I do like about the levels in Sunshine is compared to one thing I like about these levels compared to 64 and even compared to Galaxy. I like how like lived in these levels feel. Like,
Oh, careful with the pink things.
Oh, hey! Get out of there!
They look more like actual. They look like actual places to live rather than platforming levels.
right. Like, oh, geez, you killed that thing. But
What
like,
the hell
yeah,
are these?
they always look like little piggies to me.
They're like pig balloons that you could fill up with water and then shoot them out like missiles.
They're like pig leeches.
But they will be pivotal to our success in this battle. But yeah, no, I always like I like how much it makes sense that how this area works. Like everything feels connected, not like, again, just comparing to 64 and stuff where you have painting, so there didn't really have to be much coherence between all the levels. They could be whatever you wanted them to be.
Just my luck. No freaking
Aw.
Oh, there
No
it is.
water for days.
I would say I think it's either called Super Mario Sunburn or Super Mario Dark Shine or whatever, but
Yeah, no, I remember it's Sunburn.
because I was gonna say one of my favorite mods actually did this really neat thing where, do you give me a blue point? Nope.
No.
Where a neat detail
sort of billionaire?
fun. Where the fun detail is that whenever you're in these levels, you can, for the most part, actually like see other levels from where you are. Like the island's geometry and geography does actually make sense. So like when we were all the way up the top, you could actually look all the way down and see Rico Harbor, and from Rico Harbor you can see Pina Park. And so I believe
from
in
Pina Park, you can see Serena Beach.
right. And so in Sunburn, they actually went as far as to edit the data for the loading zones. So you could actually, while in, say... So basically, while you're here in Bianco Hills, if you jump down the hill heading towards Rico Harbor, the game will actually not kill you. It'll put you in Rico Harbor.
So it makes the entire Altofino into like a seamless world.
I mean, with loading screens, but more or less, yeah. Like everything, everything does link together. Whoa, thank you, sir!
That's a heck of a thanks.
So that's how you're supposed to get up here. I always try to do some wacky hovering usually.
Yeah, well, little did we know is that man there was a chuckster.
We don't talk. We will talk. We will unfortunately have to talk about the chucksters later because it's required. But beyond that, I'm also here now trying to make the most of my time because it seems as though I have an errand to run later that I didn't have one before, but I got one now. So,
Seriously?
I still got time though, like at least another. But it's like I got like another 15 to 20 minutes. And
For
then,
fucking real.
dude, I don't know where I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where it starts. It just.
What is our luck with this series? Where something bad always happens.
I don't even think it's something bad happening. I think it's just it's something where when one of your relatives is a teacher, thank you, reloading.
These things are obnoxiously hard to aim, and yet you got in your second shot.
Hey, it's just like all you gotta do is aim a little bit to the left. But the problem is that I'm almost there.
I didn't appreciate that baller balloon to the face, you jerk.
Ready.
You're just gonna fly away. You can't shoot me down from there.
And
You shot the Pianta.
we have to wait for him to like actually get like. Is he?
Oh no!
Are we in fighting mode yet? Or
No, we're in
Now
gelato
we are.
mode.
nice.
Oh,
So, yep. Basically,
that should have just instantly killed him.
No, all you're really doing is just skipping.
Oh.
All you're really doing is just jumping to the next phase of the fight. Now,
It's a feaster.
once you get him onto the ground, it's like you're in the base of the windmill again. But no, so the problem actually to remain relevant with the theme of this game and what time we're recording, when one of your relatives, who usually demands and/or requires a lot of help, of which I'm happy to provide. When they are a teacher, it means that during the summer they suddenly get, they're in the middle of like a lot of things, and so they usually require more help because then they start picking up more and more projects.
Joy.
It's the time to keep busy.
Summer school is a bitch, isn't it?
But fortunately, summer school picks up again next week, so at that point, then suddenly, those projects and free time will be back on work, and thus means giving me a bit more like flexibility and scheduling to work around with. Where is that piggy thingy?
You don't need the piggy thingies. You just have to spray him in the mouth.
Oh.
Or just spray him in general when he stops moving.
Now be wary. We do need to find another water bottle somewhere.
Well, not a water
I'm
bottle, but
starting to run low.
you know, water. You can just go to the river and come back. Petey will wait.
Well, I'll wait till Petey opens his maw and squirt him some more water.
Okay.
Not that.
I do know that sometimes
give
if
a
you
water
hop
bottle?
on them, yeah, sometimes they will give you a water bottle that gives you at least a partial refill.
I think there are two types of water bottles. One that restores a third, and one that restores like 2/3.
I know he's got the 2/3 one, which is nice. Come on. Nice. But yeah. Yeah. I would
I'm
say...
staring really hard at those red M's on the floors and walls.
I
It's
know,
like,
but we
man,
don't...
one little James man, collect
We
those
don't
things
need
already.
those.
They're right there.
We don't need we've actually...
I need them.
Fine. Oh my gosh. There you go.
There. Done.
Alright, we did it. Cool, let's move. Hype, do you have a favorite iteration of whenever we've been dealing with Petey Piranha?
Not necessarily, largely because, like, Petey as a character, I'm just, like, very neutral towards. Like, I don't have, like, to me, Petey is one of those characters where he certainly exists, alright?
He's a big dopey plant who took up a boss slot in Paper Mario Sticker Star, and he was like one of the worst bosses in the game.
Really? Wait, which was his fight again?
The 5th.
Oh.
He eats up like the stickers and the battle wheel, and you have to jump on his stomach to get them back, but at the beginning of the battle you have no stickers, so you have to take damage in order to actually, like, you know, get a sticker to show up from like up above by sheer fucking luck.
That is poor design for an RPG.
So then again, like, the game will compensate you if, like, you don't have any stickers on hand at any given moment. Like, if you're in a battle and you have to defend for a turn, the game will usually, like, throw you, like, one or two stickers.
I again, though, I still feel like the developers were making it harder on themselves to try and account for all of that.
They wanted to make it unique without realizing just how much of a crapshoot that game actually works.
Well, I don't know, just the fact of, like... I don't know, just the fact
Take
of,
me.
like... Nice. Just the fact that you could find yourself in a position where you don't have any attacks. Now the game has to, like, do all this extra legwork trying to make it fair when it's like, you know, you could have just had it so that I always had at least a simple jump and a simple hammer. Without...
Yeah, I mean, hell, it took until fucking Origami King to get that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still regard that as the best Paper Mario game since, you know...
The original trilogy.
Yeah. Like, Sticker Star and Color Splash can suck it.
It definitely...
They're
Their soundtracks are great.
not Sticker Star. I don't give...
I
can't...
Sticker Star has a good soundtrack.
I think there are some
I hate the
songs
sound
that...
design of Sticker Star. There is too much, like, brass. There's too much emphasis on the brass, and at some point it just feels like I'm watching an episode of Blue's Clues, where the clue is right on the screen, you're pointing at it, and yet the guys won't recognize it!
Okay, that has happened a few times, but I mean, I don't know. I see it as like...
What, there was a Blue's Clues episode where they had to rely on stickers to save the day?
No, I'm saying that I feel like... Then at best I could say that I don't know if the soundtrack is good for particularly that RPG, but how to put this? I think
It has its good moments.
Okay.
But otherwise, I will definitely say that Color Splash and Origami King are much better.
Okay, how
I
about this?
still have yet to even attempt touching Color Splash.
Here, how about
like
that?
I feel like I'd catch some horrid fictional disease if I ever came in contact with it.
Here, how about...
It's really not that bad, but it's also one of those things where it does still more or less carry over a lot of elements from Sticker Star, so you're
Such as
probably
using cards instead of stickers, which might as well just be stickers again.
Which also add with an extra stipulation of some cards need to be colored to get the full effect.
And sometimes, and every single boss requires that you have one specific thing in order to beat them, or else the game will literally go, yeah, I'm getting bored, I'll just kill you and make you try again.
At least to the game's credit, there is a toad that you can find in Prima Town that does give you the clue on what thing you need.
Right.
Yeah, but it feels so fundamentally flawed when it comes to boss design. Like, when it comes to the bare basic mechanics of an RPG, The goal of the game is to just, defeat the enemies,
Whoa.
gain something out of it, and then, keep going until you win the game. But
Mind the first step.
Color Splash and Sticker Star don't get that.
The only thing I'll definitely give Color Splash is that's the only one of the three that actually remembers that experience points are a fucking thing.
Yeah.
To a very minute degree.
It's.
I mean, I'll still take it for what it's worth.
But I'm at least understanding where you're coming from, and that the problem is that
These ain't Rubik's Cubes.
it looks like one to me. And
Spinning around like the Cubic's Rube.
Oh,
How do you even twist and turn it like one? Like there's a big gaping cube in the middle.
Easy, you just tilt around the sides.
Oh,
this
like a Rubik's cube.
is where I think Mario's swiftness of feet
Fleet-footedness.
it can become a detriment.
yeah, his fleet of foot will be his biggest undoing.
And that's why I don't like the control style of this game.
Do you think it's
There's some things I like about it, but otherwise, yeah, no. Like later 3D Mario games, most especially Odyssey, were much better about it.
so much
And Mario
tighter.
Galaxy.
I would
Galaxy, I'm with two minds with Galaxy. I think its controls are worse, but it perfectly complements the game design that it was going for.
You think his control were worse in Galaxy?
Kind of.
Really?
I will say that I was about to say like, hey, it wasn't that bad, but then my head was like, you wouldn't. I do recall, nice. I do recall becoming a little over reliant on the spin jump to correct any jumps that I would messed up.
Yeah, no, without the spin jump, his controls are kind of look. They're not. He's slower. He doesn't have the dive.
Yeah, but he has a ground pound and long jump.
I mean, he has a long jump, which that's. I mean, I'm grateful for that.
That's
but
more than you
otherwise,
can
it's
say
like.
about Sunshine.
I mean, fair. It's one of those things where at the end of the day, as much as I do think that. I'm of two minds of it. It works for the game. It complements the game it is used for perfectly.
Right.
But I do think that's a good. At least most of the other 3D Mario's control better.
But what about you? Hype? What do you think as far as the 3D Mario platforming? Oh, there's our next novel.
So it is.
But no seriousness though, the platforming thing.
I can kind of understand what Gems is meaning by that, in a sense of like, if you were to like directly compare the 3D Mario games, I get where he's coming from. Though the way he described it and the way the three of you described it makes it kind of feel not dissimilar to how like people would feel between like say Adventure Sonic gameplay and Unleashed Sonic gameplay, where it's like Adventure Sonic gameplay you could argue is like better objectively, but Unleashed gameplay works because the game's at least designed with that type of gameplay in mind.
Right.
The speed stuff, right?
I think in the case of the boost formula, in games like Unleashed, Colors, Generations, whatever, I think they're trying to have... it kind of feels like a case where they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. Because the boost formula control feels more in line with, like, if Sonic were instead a racing car that could jump.
Right. And I mean, you know what? Let's take the topic back to Mario Sunshine. Like, with Flood on hand, I think Mario controls fine. I honestly don't have that much of an issue with it. It's just when you take it away, it starts to, like, the flaws start to become a lot more noticeable.
When you don't have Flood, that's when the game expects you to be a little bit more finessed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that notion of like, how like he controls fine with Flood, but not so much without Flood. Would you argue that maybe that's like part of the reason why Flood was made to begin with was to mask how not?
Shoot! And I was just about to rocket jump too.
Honestly, I don't really know for sure if that's the case, Mike, because I don't know. I always figured Flood was like the big, like. Mario Sunshine's development is kind of an interesting one because, like, I think from the get-go they wanted it to be a very unusual theme that Mario hasn't really touched upon before. In this case, it's very tropical themed.
The reason why it's called El Dolphino, why it's in the shape of a dolphin, is ultimately to reference the fact that the Nintendo GameCube was originally called Project Dolphin, which you could also see in Donkey Kong 64's hidden ending.
Oh.
Right, I forgot about that.
That's actually a cute little way of doing that then. Alright, fair enough. And
Which
yet,
But yeah, no, otherwise it's good.
Have you guys ever seen, like, the unused or, like, super early content of Super Mario Sunshine?
The
earliest
most I'm immediately familiar with is that I think that humans were once considered for NPCs in the game.
Yes. There was like a little girl NPC. There was going to be a train station system where you could use the train to get to different parts of El Delfino. But you needed train tickets in order to like unlock new areas.
Right.
I know there was some pre-release enemies that were featured that were also a little more unnatural looking than what we ended up getting.
Yeah, like those tall-legged, one-eyed things.
Yeah, those things.
So how do we wait? So how do we
later.
How do we get to that sprite? Oh, the sewers.
Yep,
The
we gotta
sewers.
take the underground tunnels.
Gotta make like a Teenage Mutant Ninja whatever.
Nice. Alrighty. Well,
We gotta make like a Koopa Bro and go deep underground.
and never get out and never come out of the hole. Stay there.
That's essentially what they did.
Embrace
Like, you
the
never see the
darkness
Koopa...
that is the sewage.
It's not like you ever see the Koopa Bros again after the original Paper Mario.
No. And then they get beat the fuck out by Junior Troopa, so that's fun.
This is great news. We now have access to all 3 nozzles and thus have access to every single level in the game.
Correct?
All the base
Well,
levels.
except for one, but would you really argue that's a level?
I mean, it's about as much of a level as Ganon's fortress is in Ocarina of Time. So, yes, I do count it.
Ganon's Fortress is a proper dungeon.
This one is like in the-
I consider it a bit more abridged than that.
I mean, there's
think
there's also the Koopa's Road levels in Mario 64 where they're usually a lot shorter, but they still facilitate almost.
Come on, just a little more. There we go.
The goop on those 2 bells is obnoxiously stubborn.
There's a little hitbox thing you got. There's a little bit of hitbox finagling you gotta deal with. Oh lord.
Well, not only that, but you actually have to, like, keep it on there for a very long time. And if you stop spraying, the goop regrows.
Just be mindful. There you go.
Yay!
All right. So give
Mindful.
me a quick second here.
I claim this shine sprite in the name of Mario. Isn't that lovely?
Skippity skippity hoppadoo. You know what? I'm going to look up the beta content as we speak.
Alrighty. And yeah, as you no doubt noticed, like the sunshine's really starting to reach out to all the edges of Delfino Plaza. So this place is almost catching all the rays again.
I suppose so. Then that's actually perfect. We may be able to fix their giant shine tower thingy.
In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that right now?
Yeah, may as well before I gotta get going soon. Go
Yep.
for it!
Oops.
Oh shoot.
I was off by a couple inches. Let's try that again.
We're not high enough. This'll do it.
There. Now then, let's clean up the symbol of these guys.
Yay! Keep it on there for a long time, doggy. Not yet. Almost.
Keep it spinning, keep it spinning, keep it clean and splashing rays.
There.
So
Done
the first
great.
look we got at Super Mario Sunshine was at Space World 2001.
Wow. That, you know what? I know what happened to E3. We all saw it. We all know exactly what's been happening. But I wonder whatever happened to Space World.
Space World was basically the prelude to E3.
Yeah, and I guess then you're saying, James, that it probably just ran out of funding, and then E3 kind of picked up the scraps.
Whoa!
Oh well.
But yeah.
I'm looking at the Space World footage right now. Holy shit, it looks fucking weird.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it is. Again, it was like a whole initiative that the GameCube era was going for, where like both it and Luigi's Mansion were trying to, be unlike your typical Mario fare on the N64 to really go show how powerful we can make these games thanks to the powers of the dolphin.
No, not even that. I'm looking at, like, they're going through Al Delfino, and it's completely different. Like, the goop is even, like, rainbow colored.
Oh, that's all. I mean, that's all about beta footage and stuff anyway. All right, I gotta get going in a bit here, so I will.
No worries. I'd say, honestly, now's a good time to go ahead and end our session. So, next time, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to take that red pipe that was on top of the Shine Gate and head on to our final area of the game, the Pianta Village.
In which I get very scared of heights.
Toodaloo.
Fear the heights.
Bye.